welcome to the Cambridge School podcast. I'm here with Tom Woodhouse, who is a teacher in Cambridge School Granollers. Tom, you spent your summer holiday travelling through Venezuela and Colombia. How long did you go for?
I went for 6 weeks in total.
6 weeks. And where did you start? Where did you finish? What was your route?
I flew into Caracas, which is in northern Venezuela, and I travelled around the northern Caribbean coast into Colombia, and then did a big circle down through southern Colombia and back up to Caracas.
So you started off on the coast, then you went through some jungle, is that right?
Yeah, in the northern coast of Colombia there's a lot of jungle, and me and another Cambridge School teacher met up and we did a trip to a place called Ciudad Perdida, which is the Lost City, and we did a 5-day trek through the jungle to get there, and it was fantastic.
Wow, 5 days in the jungle. Okay, and what were the other highlights of your trip?
There were a lot. I went to a town called Medellin in Colombia, and there was a flower festival there, which was fantastic. Basically, the locals make flower murals through the week, and then on the last day they carry them through the town centre, which is just incredible to see. Okay,
and what were the people like in Venezuela and Colombia?
In Venezuela they were nice, yeah, and in Colombia they were just some of the nicest people I've ever met in my life, and they're just really, really friendly, and trying to talk to you and wanting to get you out all the time, and it was fantastic.
And what about the food?
The food wasn't the best thing actually. I mean, it was all pretty bland. It was steady away. I mean, it could have been better, I thought, but yeah, I mean, it wasn't the highlight of my holiday.
Now, Colombia in particular has the reputation of being quite a dangerous place to visit. There are stories of kidnappings and then the kidnappers asking for money for the safe return of the victims. Did you feel safe while you were travelling through there?
Yeah, I felt absolutely safe. I didn't feel threatened at any time in Colombia. I think it's got a lot of negative press over recent years, but it's actually been trying to clean itself up and trying to promote tourism, and they've got a lot of military presence on the roads in the cities, and all the kidnappings are pretty remote really now, and they just sort of tend to happen in the south near the Ecuadorian border and at night time, and I've heard a few stories when I was there, but nothing ever happened to me.
Okay. Is there any advice you would give anyone who is travelling through Venezuela and Colombia? I mean, first of all, would you recommend that they go? And secondly, what kind of advice would you give them if they did decide to go?
If you went to Venezuela, I'd definitely recommend that you take dollars in cash, because if you use the ATM machine over there, it gives you a really bad rate of like 2 to 1, so their currency to dollars. But if you get it changed in the street or at the bus station in cash, you can get 8 to 1. So basically, if you go to the machine, you're getting totally ripped off. And in Colombia, I mean, for both of them, I guess it's really good to have like a decent level of Spanish when you're there. But I mean, in general, just you're fine travelling there at all time.
Well, we're very glad that you returned safely and that you had such a great holiday. Thanks very much, Tom.
Thank you.